How excited are you about StarCraft II? Not really that excited. I think it'll be a fun game, and I think Blizzard will do a good job of it, but I'm not sure if it'll capture really quite the excitement that people got out of the original StarCraft. And at the moment, I'm very focused on tabletop, so I'm not hugely excited about StarCraft 2. I know the beta's coming out. I think it'll take quite a while for them to perfect it. I think that's going to be something that you will have to be patient with for quite a while. I am excited about doing commentaries for it and watching the pros, but I'm not overly excited about it, although I will play it and I will buy it for sure. Just wondered how you got into 40k and how long after you, how long you've played for and what armies you're planning after Tomb Kings. Alright, so I got into tabletop about 10 years ago and started playing fantasy with High Elves quite a couple of years later, and then I played sort of Space Marines, Eldar on and off over the next 10 years, very rarely though. I'm not playing 40k at the moment. What armies am I planning after Tomb Kings? Well, I really like the idea of an Empire army with lots of shooting and lots of mages. I kind of like the idea of going back to High Elves again, and I kind of like the idea of going with Chaos Mortals, getting a Chaos Warriors army. One funny thing I plan to do with that army is, if I did it, was to have a Chaos Lord and make a name generator for him, which I roll for, and I generate a name out of suffixes and prefixes, and then write a short story about him after the game. I think that'd be kind of cool because Chaos Warriors are very ambitious, and there's a Eye of the Gods table you roll on, depending on how well he does, and it gives him various buffs and stuff. I thought a fun idea to do might be to make something like a little short story for each Chaos Lord after the game and collect it, and then publish a little book with heaps of short stories about heaps of Chaos Lords. More detail about that another time, but it's just a hypothetical thing I could do. Alright, next, what are my reaction to the Day Zero patch notes for Dawn of War 2? Not good enough is my answer. I don't think really is hitting the nail on the head with that at all. A question about the Warhammer Fantasy Battles tournament that I was in. I've already posted the battle reports of that, so they're on my page. Check it out. I'm also going to be entering another tournament next month. Not going to say too much about that for now, but stay tuned. Alright, in the future, what RTS traits other than balance would you value when looking for games to purchase? Here's an important one. Ambiguity of optimal play. What does that mean? That means that when you start playing the game, it's not obvious what build is best. It's not obvious what hero is best, or what combination of units is best. It needs to be more like StarCraft, where you can counter your opponent in terms of army composition and timing and their particular play style. Those types of things are very, very important in RTS, and any RTS that I play is going to need to have them. Alright, what do you think? Do you think the RTS genre is on a path down a creative dead end, or do you think there's still much improvement, innovation without alienating the player base? Personally, I think that computer game design has become very commercialized, and I think RTS is not looking like it has an extremely bright future, although fingers crossed that Blizzard may be able to do something to turn that around. Okay, comparing StarCraft II and Dawn of War from a visual standpoint, which do you prefer and why? I think StarCraft II looks a lot cleaner, and you can see what's going on a lot better. Dawn of War 2 has better design for some of the unit models a bit more, but just generally I think StarCraft 2 gets my thumbs up there more so. Next, do you think the current SC2 graphic models do the original SC1 justice? Mostly yes. I think there's a couple of ones which have needed some revamps, but Blizzard's done a great job listening to fans on that respect, and they've done a great job remodeling things such as the Siege Tank and the Infestor units. So I think Blizzard's doing a good job, because that's one thing that they can afford to change around very easily and really listen to the fans on. So kudos to them for doing that. Next question, how did you get into Warhammer and Warhammer 40k? I had a friend of mine who got me into it about 10 years ago, and really just followed the advertising and followed all of the catalogs and stuff and got into it that way. Nothing special there. Am I going to get Dawn of War 2 the full game? No, I'm not. Unless somebody gives me a free copy, or unless things really change as to what Relic has done for the game, I'm not going to get it. What makes a great RTS in your opinion? Already answered that. Just ambiguity of optimal play, that kind of stuff, and player styles need to be in there as well. What inspired me to start doing commentaries? This is an interesting story. This takes me right back to when GOM.TV did their GOM.TV Invitational Tournament for StarCraft, and I was listening to Tasteless do his commentaries. I thought Tasteless was a good commentator, but he really missed out a lot of strategic and tactical stuff, in my opinion, so that really inspired me to try and do commentaries myself and explain a lot of things that I thought Tasteless was missing. I think Tasteless is a much better player than me and much more popular commentator than me, but it was just a particular reaction to a few of his commentaries at the time that really made me want to do a lot of commentaries with my own style and with my own sort of technical emphasis. Next question. I know that you like Eldar best, but if there wasn't any Eldar, which would you choose? Probably Space Marines. Don't like Orcs so much, don't like Tyranids so much, it'd be Space Marines. When did you get into RTS games? What was the first one you played? Now that's an interesting question, and one that I have an interesting answer for. The answer is Warcraft II. That was the game that I played when I was about 12, and I loved Warcraft. I just played it to death. I played the single-player campaigns to death. I played multiplayer on a LAN with my friend. Just had a ball with that game. So many games under my belt for that one, and that was before I played online or anything. And when Warcraft 3 came out, that's why I really dedicated myself to Warcraft 3 online, because I loved Warcraft 2 so much, and I loved Warcraft 3 when it came out. So that was the history there. What kind of mouse and mousepad combo do you use for RTS? Well, I've got a really cheap keyboard, just like a $10 one, and for the mouse, I've got a Logitech G5 mouse. It's a pretty decent mouse, probably a bit overpriced, but it served me well over the years. I haven't really put any of that weight cartridge stuff in it, but haven't really needed to. Are you excited for StarCraft II and Diablo 3 coming out? I'm not going to answer the StarCraft II thing because I've already answered that. And the other question here, have you watched StarCraft II Battle Report commentary off their website? Yes, I have. It's kind of cool. I didn't really learn too much about the way the game plays. The commentators were pretty cool. Dustin Bowder and co. did a pretty decent job. They're very good at talking fast and cleanly. Diablo 3, yes, I'm excited about that because I think Diablo 3 is a game that's going to be much harder for Blizzard to fuck up relative to StarCraft 2. I think Blizzard's probably going to be able to do a pretty good job in Diablo 3. It looks very cool, looks very exciting. I'm really looking forward to watching my grandkids play it because it's not going to come out for many, many years. But when it does, I'm going to give it a shot and it's going to be a lot of fun. So really looking forward to that. Do I like the Command & Conquer series when Westwood still had it? I played it back on PlayStation 1 when it was on console and I enjoyed it, but nothing too special to say about it. Do I play any sports? No, I don't. Have you ever played in a band with your guitar? Yes, I have. A couple of bands way back in the days, but not anymore. Have you considered joining a jazz band with your guitar as a part-time job? No, I haven't. And have I considered going pro or semi-pro with my guitar? No, I haven't. Are you a business major? No, I'm not. I'm an arts major with a degree, a Bachelor of Arts degree in philosophy and a minor in linguistics. So that's my education background. Are you going to check out the Empire Total War? Have you tried any of the Total War games? No. Do you think Dawn of War? What do you think Dawn of War would be like if it was actually made by Blizzard? Very interesting question. I think that Blizzard would probably do a decent job. They would probably make it a better game mechanically, a much cleaner game mechanically. But I'm not sure whether they would have done as good a job as Relic did in terms of making it fit the background of fluff. Totally no idea. I think generally Blizzard would have done a better job of it because they're a better gaming company. When am I going to make another video showing off my guitar skills? Not in the near future. And finally, this is a question about the Dawn of War 2 Day 0 patch. I've already answered that, but there's an additional question here. And do I think Eldar is the most broken race if the Guardian's grenade spikes will be removed? No, I think Eldar is probably the worst race at the moment in the current Dawn of War 2 incarnation, but Relic will probably change that. Won't really matter. They're not going to change anything fundamental to do with the game, so I'm forgetting about Dawn of War 2 for now. Oh, wow, that was a lot of questions, a lot of talking about. Hope you guys enjoy them. That's it for now, and hope you got a few interesting points out of this little FAQ. And see you guys later. Thanks.